Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test server and we're going to be looking down and trying out the new Celestial that we do got. Now, I got a lot of questions about Selene, the Starlit Soulless. So I went through, looked at the Cursed Realm, looked at the Nightmare Quarter. Unfortunately, didn't see the hero being used anywhere, but I want to run through the Arena of Trials, see what she can do. Now, interesting enough, in a lot of formations, even looking at a lot of her skills and abilities, she's very unique in her methodology. She does have a lot of healing, has a lot of shielding, has a lot of buffing, but she is a burst damage hero. So I want to see kind of where that burst damage does come in, if we're really seeing a lot of the burst damage, because she does have a couple of damaging abilities, but a lot of them are pretty interesting to say the least. With her, it seems like, again, she's kind of a mage support hero within here. And I want to see what it looks like. Now, when we go in here, we of course want to go in, we'll match at that 360, and we're just going to run her. Now, the reason we do this is to kind of see a baseline of where this hero's performing. Of course, we can't move her from the formation, but I want to see kind of what it looks like. And again, her being a burst hero is going to be pretty interesting to see, because remember, those stars do hit the entire battlefield. So I would think if we have multiple targets, 51 million. Now, overall, based on a lot of heroes, because she is burst damage, that is actually pretty high when it comes to the damage scaling for a burst hero. That again is pretty interesting to see that she's already at 51, but you can see a couple little casts right there. And even the amount of like targets that she hits, guys, she is a massive, massive AoE. So even there, 49. Look at that, 22 million damage, 5 million healing. So the healing, the shielding, the everything else that this hero is bringing, very, very interesting to see. And you can see every time she casts, it does go through the different phases of the moon. So depending which phase of the moon that she's in, 45 million right there. And you'll also notice that she's not dying. So I believe she does have a form where like the health loss, kind of like what we've seen with Alvita. So you'll see she does take quite a bit of damage right there. See, it goes to 0. Got the shielding aspect, but she doesn't die within the formation. So very interesting to see. 54 million damage in that one. And then this final formation, again, we're going to run her. Now, of course, there are a lot of different variables in here, having her built a little bit. Crowd control right there, but still, she takes down all of the targets at 360, 41 million. Did 0 healing right there. I think that got kind of knocked off of her. So let's go ahead and move this up another 50 levels. See at what point is she going to be defeated in here. All right, so she goes to the enemy side again. HP just gets burned right there. Let's see if this is going to do it. If she is kind of a little bit squishier. Even right there, there's the ult. Yeah, killed again. Interesting to see. So yeah, without the cheat death, remember, she does have a 40 signature item too. So again, just getting run over in here for the damage. I'm wondering if that's having a big effect and why she's not being used in the formations. Because she's not even getting through the rotations or the iterations with the moon itself. Yeah, because watch the moon up here. So there's phase 1 there that goes into phase 2, phase 3. Then there is phase 4, the full moon. So she does take out the final formation. What does it look like here? 126 million. All right, so we know the first 4 formations that she actually died out of there. So let's throw her a little bit of a tank, and I want to kind of stay away from someone who's going to do a lot of damage and kind of take it away. So let's drop like an Alvita in here. Let's see what this looks like. Running Alvita, we know she's going to come right in, so she's going to keep the damage kind of off of there. And I'm wondering again if we don't get, so 72, even 23 million right there. So doing pretty decent damage. Let's even go with let's say an Aethys up here. Let's hide her behind Aethys and see what it does in here. Now remember, oh, look at that. She just got absolutely wrecked right there. I was going to say, she still does offer the shielding and all of the other buffs that we see with the rest of the team. So let's drop in. Let's go with this route. Now, they're, of course, going to delay coming in, which is going to be interesting to see. Yeah, so coming right in. I mean, Leica just killed everybody already. Kind of silly. But yeah, like a 85 million damage. Kind of crazy that just kind of taking it right out of the gate. Let's grab some other tanks though. Let's do Kregor. Let's see what he does. There we do have the buff. Look at, yeah, she was getting the buff right off of Thorin. 79 million, 21. Almost wondering again, this one we know survivability was good with her. Let's put Lucius in here. Let's put a bigger damage dealer in here with his SP effect. See kind of what this looks like for her damage wise. 40, 42. So again, doing some pretty good damage in here. Let's go up another 5 more levels and see if some of these tanks can kind of hold their own still. You know, Vita, pretty good. Again, might be the survivability that she's kind of lacking. But she does hit the entire battlefield. Yeah, 122 right there. Damage getting a little bit higher. Now, this one, of course, died pretty early. Swap her to a different position. See, she gets Thorn's debuff right there. There we go. She stays alive for that one. Picks up all 5 kills. 108. All right, so pretty decent damage in there. Again, this one I'm going to take out Leica. There's no reason. Let's go for some other tanks. Again, thinking of don't want a ton of damage dealing in here. Want to see kind of what she can do. And I'm almost wondering if we put 2 damage dealers in there, what is it going to look like with both of them in there? Again, she picks up all 5 kills right there. But we know Naruko can do some pretty good damage. 109 million. So let's drop in a couple other heroes. I'm thinking level wise, we'll see exactly what she can do. And yeah, I mean, those ultimates, look at the rain of fire in there. Again, 5 kills, 108 million. Let's swap in a secondary damage dealer. I'm thinking like a Liberta. Let's go up a couple more levels. See what 510 looks like in here. Let's see what this looks like. Let's throw a Liberta in there. Again, 2 Celestial Heroes, thinking of the damage factor in there. Just to kind of get a taste of where we're seeing her damage coming in relationship to another Celestial we know does damage. 39, 166. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. Let's drop in another heavy damage dealer and see what Envy's going to do with that SP effect. And of course, she does have some crowd control. So that would make a really big difference in amplifying Envy's damage. 145, 62. So again, pretty heavy burst. And that's the reason why I thought originally that we were going to see her in like a Nightmare Corridor. And unfortunately, we didn't. Let's go with the Seline. Again, we know very heavy burst damage in here. Yeah, look at all the damage, guys. Seline is still kind of crazy, but I'm wondering where she kind of comes in. 32, yeah, 180 right there. Burning down everybody very, very fast. Now, again, thinking of another damage dealer. I know Dracona Gwen is old school, but let's see what else we get out of this hero itself. All right, so she went down very quick on that one. So unfortunately, yeah, not going to see the damage factor in here. Still 51. Let's replay this one. Oh, we already got the victory. All right, so in this one, let's go ahead and throw in a secondary tank. Got double tanks. We do have the buffs up right there on the shielding, which of course is going to amplify the damage that she does because of Estrilda's buff. 84, 80 million. All right, so pretty good overall with burst. Let's see if we can crank this up a couple more levels. I think it might just be too new. And it was kind of odd as well because she did come out on an odd time. They patched it. The patch notes were not on the regular day, which again can make a really big difference on how and where the hero performs. I thought the patch notes might be coming up a little bit earlier on the global servers, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It is already Saturday here, so I don't know if they would drop patch notes on Sunday. 202, 156, 139. She did die a little bit early in that one. But let's see what we can do. Again, just kind of cranking. This is a 200 level deficiency. She's got some pretty good healing. And even there, though, looking at Envy. Envy kind of goes crazy. Yeah, 180, 300 million in the formation. Burst damage, though, I could see her being worked into a Nightmare Corridor formation just for the burst for what she kind of brings. There she goes down really early. Definitely a little bit squishy overall. Yeah, definitely dying out a little bit faster than I would like to see. Yeah, 520 million, 517K. So again, a little bit squishier without the cheat death or anything in there. But I'm wondering like a Demia in there or a couple other heroes. Again, it stinks when they put Thorn in here because you get the Thorn's debuff that the more damage just kind of kills Seline out pretty quick. But even there, I mean, we get the victory, but it doesn't make a big difference because she was already dead at 38 million. And then what do we got for our final formation? Again, let's see if this one is going to be able to at 200 level deficiency. Again, she's got the shielding aspect up in there. I'm thinking kind of damage-wise. Because if you're running multiple targets, it's going to do a lot more damage. 250 million damage. Yeah, very, very interesting to see. Because like I said, if you have multiple targets, if you're thinking of the Cursed Realm, even looking at having, you know, a couple different heroes over there, because of her massive AoE, that's going to really make a big difference. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I wanted to check her out and see exactly where she was. Questionable. It's still pretty questionable. I like the burst damage. I like the mage, kind of the support aspect. We're going to have to see if she is a hero. Now, of course, when she drops on the global servers, just wait to build her, guys. I always recommend before you throw all your diamonds, before you throw all your Stargazer scrolls, see exactly, wait probably a week or two, see exactly where and if she's being used in formations. Is she going to be meta? It's really too early to tell right now. But again, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.